How's it going, everybody? So, figured I'd do a little update video now for what is going on with my ban from Evolve Stage 2 that is apparently a permanent ban with no end in sight, and also having been given no chance to appeal my ban. This is essentially what has happened from this point forward, and what will be happening with the future of my channel with any Evolve Stage 2 videos, streams, anything of that nature. So as many of you may or may not know, recently Evolve Stage 2 did a ban wave with the Sheer Madness update on week 2, I believe it was, and a lot of people got banned. Turtle Rock is reporting approximately about 500 accounts were banned in the first ban wave. And a lot of people tried to log into their account and they were met with a beautiful, there seems to be a problem with your 2K account, please contact 2K support, and then they were given instructions to get to the 2K support page. In submitting a ticket with 2K, you get a wonderful copy and paste email message stating that apparently you violated the EULA when purchasing their product. Obviously it's free to play, so purchasing doesn't apply, but the fact remains is that in agreement with you downloading and playing their game, you have to obviously agree to the terms of service, and you have violated them. What this meant is that they were basically doing a hacker ban. So I got swept up in this hacker ban, and I was really confused when I tried to just log on one day because I was going to make a Renegade video guide, and then I couldn't access my account. So started posting on the forums, started looking around, turns out it was a ban for hackers, which they had not announced in their patch to keep it secret. Again, in my previous video I stated that I understood they did not want to make it public and announce that they were going to be releasing a new anti-cheat, because then everybody would just turn off their bans, or they would change them and modify them in preparation of a anti-cheat system being introduced. Well, in doing so, a lot of people got banned and a lot of people were pissed. Understandably, some of them probably were hackers. That's understandable as well, and I'm glad they were banned, and I stated that in my previous video. But a lot of people were getting banned and they didn't know why, because they didn't do anything. So they wanted an explanation. Well, understandably, again, Turtle Rock was very quiet with what they were using to ban people and how it worked, because obviously they don't want to give away how it works, or else people that make cheats are just going to make a way around it. So, in doing so and causing enough, I guess, problems on the forums and on Reddit and the previous video that I made, it started getting a lot of attention. They started to answer some questions in the forums. Now, initially, when asked, they stated that this was a ban placed upon players for product tampering, meaning that they used some anti-cheat that verified game files or verified a game cache, something of that nature. It found something suspicious, you were banned for it. And that can be seen right here. So I asked, what if I was grouped in with someone that had hacks? Because that was initially another thought, was if you were grouped with somebody in a game that had hacks and you didn't know, or was just a random player, could you have been banned as well if you had been reported by the monster stating that these people were hacking? They initially stated no, that reports were not being used to hack people. This was purely an anti-cheat system verifying game cache or game files of some nature, and it was placing a ban on players simply based on that fact alone. And you can see it, this is one of the web developers for the game. You can see that they verify right here that you have to modify your own game client to get a ban. Well, then that started making a lot of people pretty pissed, because we're all like, well, what the hell? We didn't modify anything. So why are we getting banned? Then, after a lot of back and forth comments in the forum, everybody's saying, well, I don't tamper with my game, and then people saying, yeah, right, BS, you tampered with it, you got caught, now you're mad. Obviously, there's two sides to each argument, and each argument's going to believe their own side. So, in that being said, I continued to ask questions and say, okay, well, then why am I banned? Because I never tampered with my game files. I don't have any need to do anything. there was an audio cutout issue with one of their updates, and a developer had informed people that you may need to delete these files and replace it with these other ones as a temporary fix. A lot of people were thinking maybe that was an issue. Technically, you were changing game files, and it was believed that maybe that was causing the ban. That was shot down immediately. One of the, I guess, audio engineers for TRS stated he remembers that issue and that the files that he told players to replace would not cause them to get banned. So that was taken down. So then I found it really interesting because then later on, let me post this one up. It's stated here by another person that is a TRS employee. Says, and I asked because I make videos, well, was it maybe like a legal rights or an intellectual properties ban? Maybe I'd violated the EULA in using like one of their introduction or like reveal videos in my video. Maybe that was it. He wasn't 100% sure, which I understood in the reply that I made before he replied to me. I stated this may not be your area of expertise, and if not, I understand. So he stated he's not really involved in those matters. He's not 100% sure how that might work, but he believes that they would send a cease and desist letter before just banning an account. Okay, understandable. So then he goes on to state the only 2 reasons I know of for a ban have been stated above: clear-cut and definitive user reports of cheating with sufficient evidence or detection of product tampering. Then that's where the light kicked on for me. And so I started to ask him. Okay, I appreciate him taking the time to respond. Just brings me back to my original concern that I had stated before with this entire ban wave. If user reports are in fact accepted, because remember, at this point, they stated that user reports are not a reason people are being banned. It is a product tampering ban, and that's it. Now, all of a sudden, it is, you know, a user report with enough evidence ban or product tampering. So I started to respond and said, if user reports are in fact accepted with sufficient evidence to support a ban, then where are the reports coming from? Obviously the player, but you know what's being used to justify, because they stated cheating with sufficient evidence. So what information is being collected to justify this? Is it just simply a player stating that they played with a hacker and then they send them like a VOD? Is that what it is? Is that considered sufficient evidence that somebody is hacking? And I went on to say that since there's no match history of any sort with any analytical breakdown of anything, accuracy, damage dealt, game time, number of strike, etc., then what's being used in these reports? And I, told him, I'm not trying to bust his balls, I'm just trying to understand why I'm banned. And so that must mean there's some form of post-match log that's created and stored somewhere, most likely server-side, the players have no access to. Unless the post-match log creates a VOD of the match itself, then that means that only numbers, charts, and or graphs are being used, I can speculate, to support said report. I know like CSGO, obviously, with their community watch program, there's a VOD created basically for every single game for replays, which would be incredibly helpful, Evolve. Very helpful in these kinds of situations. And I even told him there's been a few games in which after the match ended, I got a weird replay where you see a map with little dots representing each hunter or monster, the routes they traveled, where each dome went off, and a timer for each dome, etc. This leads me to believe that if a monster was upset that they were found super fast, which I played Abe a lot, you guys have seen my Abe Trapper guide video, I found monsters very, very quickly, and you guys are just using the map overview and seeing my dot run pretty much right towards the monster, then obviously it can be perceived as this user must be using some form of wall hack or visual assistance to have run directly towards the monster. If I had multiple reports and I was playing as a trapper, and I ran pretty much directly to the monster without a VOD, they just see my dot running towards the monster's dot pretty much right off the bat. Of course, that can be perceived as, oh, this person must have wall hacks if they know exactly where to run to get to the monster. But they don't actually have evidence to prove that I had some form of a wall hack or assistance that was allowing me to see where the monster was. They don't actually have proof to prove that. So then I went on and continued that, these kinds of reports can be misleading since there's potentially no actual proof of a cheat being used besides the fact that I ran in the exact direction of the monster. I know y'all have mentioned multiple times that you have double and triple checked these bans, but as someone who played Trapper a lot, and with there being so few maps, Turtle Rock, you begin to learn monsters' routes very quickly, or routes very quickly. So if I had 3 or 4 games where I found the monster within the first minute and a half of the game and got a dome off, then it can look pretty damning that I have some form of aid while I'm playing. But there's not hard proof to support the claim except seeing my dot run towards the monster, which is completely true. They really don't actually have any kind of damning evidence that yes, I was using a wall hack. They just see my dot run towards the monster's dot immediately. Okay, well, I mean, for anybody that's played Devolve, there's like what, 4 maps and like 2 map variants. You learn the maps really fast. You learn where the general monster routes are. Granted, obviously it's going to change. You're going to get some monster that does some crazy new strat right off the bat, but for the most part you pretty much have one direction to run once you hit the dropship, because it spawns you at the back of one side of the map and the monster's usually going to run straight through the middle sometimes, or they might break left or break right, but obviously you're going to see the footsteps so you know they went left or right. But generally they're going to break through the middle, get to about the middle of the map, and then they're going to run left or run right and start looping around. Pretty standard. So I started, having all these questions all of a sudden. Well, what in the world are they actually using for evidence then? Because if a monster is just sending in a VOD of them getting domed within a minute, and they pull up this post-match view with a map and they see my dot and his dot, and I'm basically running at his direction right off the bat, of course they can only speculate, wow, this guy got a dome off really fast, and he, from the start of the match, was running directly in the direction of the monster. Of course that's going to be like, well, maybe he was using some kind of assistance to have run towards the monster right off the bat. And if you guys watch my Abe Hunter guide video, I actually explain exactly how to find the monster pretty much within a minute. And I think in that video, after hitting the dropship, or after landing from the dropship, it only takes me, I think, 43 seconds to find and dome the monster. 43 seconds. And I have a video of me playing it where it's pretty obvious I'm not using any kind of hacks, visual aids, wall cheats, anything like that, because I'm explaining what I'm doing to find the monster so fast. So that really made me suspicious that all of a sudden it went from it's a EULA ban for hacking and tampering with the product to all of a sudden, well, it could be product tampering or it could be based on user reports as well. And then whatever shit that they're looking up to justify the ban, and I can only assume, again, it's this post-match replay where they're seeing where the routes all the different hunters went, the route the monster went. It shows where each dome went off at, and what time each dome went off at. And again, it only happened a few times after my matches, but pretty much everybody that's played has had it once or twice. So I'm fairly certain most of you probably know what I'm talking about. So that immediately made me very, very suspicious, and shortly after posting that comment, I get this. It's an automated message from Turtle Rock to let me know that my post was hidden. It was flagged for moderated attention. The community feels something about this post requires manual intervention by a staff member. I also got a PM stating that they made an update to that forum, or to that thread, that people were beginning to ask too many probing questions to try to find out how these anti-cheat, or this anti-cheat system works and what it does to find somebody to ban. Okay, so here's the problem though. In my post, nowhere did I actually ask, how does it work? Like, how does your anti-cheat detect somebody? No, I was wondering about report bans. How does a report ban work? Are they using some form of post-match information? That's not gonna really tell, somebody who makes a cheat how to make it better, because almost every single game that's competitive has some kind of a post-match log. That's not really a secret. I mean, hell, you look at League of Legends, I know they're very different games, but you look at League of Legends and you've literally got an entire replay of the game, basically. It tells you total damage, total time healing, how many times you've died, how many creeps you killed, how much gold you earn per, certain amount of time, and how much gold your team earned, where each turret died at, where each kill happened on the map. It literally tells you everything in a breakdown after the match. So there has to be some form of post-match log that's generated and stored server-side, especially if they have this little map replay VOD overview. There has to be some form of match log made, but it's not accessible to the players. Not a single player has access to that. So, with all of this, it's 100% up to the player to attempt to prove that they were innocent, but they have nothing to prove it with. Unless you record every single game that you play, you have no evidence to support yourself. And most players are not going to play a game and record every game. Well, just in case I get banned, I'm glad I have all these videos. You would have terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes of video. I don't know a lot of people that have that much storage space on a normal, just gaming computer for someone average player. I don't know a lot of people that have terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of storage room to save all of these VODs, just in case in the off chance they get banned. I don't know people that do that. I'm sure there might be, and a lot of people that stream on Twitch. Obviously, Twitch saves VODs for you for pretty much every single stream if you allow it to. You can export those Twitch streams to YouTube and store it there forever. But I didn't do that because I didn't think I was going to get banned. I didn't think I'd ever have to use these VODs to prove my innocence when playing a game. So eventually I get in touch with somebody on the forums who informed me how I can undo the ban. Basically, I have to find the problem for them and prove to them that there's an issue with their anti-cheat before they'll unban me. The process was supposed to be I create a new Steam account. I play on said Steam account, recording every single time I play, when I started playing, when I stopped playing, how many matches I played, as well as screenshotting using like a Windows tool to show all of my processes that are running at the time of playing the game. I have to do this every single time that I play Evolve, whether I play for an hour or 6 hours. Every single time I play the game, they want me to do this. Record when I start, record when I stop, how many games I played, if anything weird happened in any of the games, such as lag, or, we landed from the dropship, the game ended immediately. If there was a player that was lagging a lot and they were, like, teleporting across the map, I have to write down all of this information, store it, and then send it to Turtle Rock in the event that this new account gets banned. And here's the thing. I played this game on my original account for roughly about a month and a half. So am I literally going to have to create logs for a month and a half, 2 months? Maybe it takes 3 months before this account gets banned. Am I really going to have to store this shit for 3 months and then send it to you? And then here's the kicker. I have to do it again. And then they said if I get the 3 different accounts banned, so my original plus 2 other accounts, if I get all 3 of those banned, then they will review my case. So essentially, it could take me 6 months to, who knows, a year before I get 3 different accounts banned. Who knows how long it'll take? Who knows how many games I'll have to play? How many times I'm going to have to restart from rank 0 with no hunters, no perks, nothing, and do it all over again just to get my account unbanned originally. And then I started thinking to myself, okay, well, if these are user reports from other players that I played against and, beat, or maybe there was somebody hacking in the game, who knows, and they send these VODs and all of a sudden it gets banned, how is me screenshotting my programs and taking logs of all the games I play, how is that going to justify anything? Because I didn't get banned for product tampering. I got banned because there's sufficient evidence that I was hacking in a game, without actual evidence that, yes, this file was modified, and therefore it gave you an unfair advantage in this game. Because these are user-generated reports from players playing the game, and then they use whatever post-match log statistics, whatever that they have, to justify it. When they just said that you only get banned for product tampering. So yes, if I got banned for product tampering, this process would work. Because if I get banned again, then I know certainly there's something going on with their anti-cheat system. There's some kind of program that it's detecting as being, you know, infectious and malicious towards the game files and modifying the game files, then yes, that process will absolutely work 100% to find out if there's something going on with their anti-cheat. But if it's a user-generated report and ban, there was no product tampering anywhere in there. It's just, well, you were caught hacking by another player and they have it on video, so therefore you're banned. How is me playing on another account gonna change anything? No matter how many games I play, do I have to wait until I get enough reports from other players and get banned again? And then they can say, yeah, okay, maybe you're not a hacker. Maybe you were just better than that player. Or maybe that player was lagging and it looked like you were teleporting because they were lagging and had a high ping. Or maybe you had a high ping and they had a low ping, and because of your high ping, it looked like you were teleporting. Or it looked like you had some kind of speed hack or something. So that doesn't make any... That's not going to solve any problems. At all. At all. That's not going to solve anything for anybody if they were actually banned based on user reports, not product tampering. And that's the stupid part. That's why CSGO's, like, community watch is such a good idea. Because there's a lot of people that are not product tampering. Maybe they're just better than the players that are playing against them. And so those people get pissed off and all of a sudden they want justification. They want justice. They want to see this person banned for hacking because they were simply better. That allows people that are higher level in the game, that understand the mechanics of the game, the map layouts, etc., where the usual conflict points are. That's going to allow them to determine, yes, these plays were suspicious, and then it goes for review for somebody who actually develops and works in the game to say, that's definitely not normal. And then the person gets banned. And I understand, TRS is a very small studio. I get it. Okay, they don't have the amount of manpower that Valve has. I understand that completely. But if you don't have the manpower to do that, then why are you allowing user report bans to occur? Because anybody that's pissed off can record a video of a game where they got smashed, report it to whomever it is that reviews these, and then if that person's just like, yeah, that does look really weird. Alright. You know, let's check their report history. Well, I mean, they got a couple of other reports in here as well, so... Alright, banned. That's not justice. That's not how any of this should work. And another thing that I want to show is a picture of my Steam rep. Okay? Steam rep is a website that allows you to look up any Steam user based on their, you know, Steam ID. And do not worry, this is not a, you know, identifying ID that they can hack your account with or some shit like that, because you can literally get it off of Steam Rep's page with just their username. So don't worry. You can check this. It's not a problem. But if you look, I have been on Steam since July 2nd of 2006. My trade bans, community bans, and VAC bans, I have none. I have no bans to my name on that account. That's the account that I used to play Evolve with that I was suddenly banned from after like a month of playing. So if I've been playing VAC secure games, and again, I stated this in the previous video, I know VAC is not the most robust and amazing anti-cheat system. I get it. But it has caught plenty of people hacking before, so it can't be that bad. And obviously, people that make hacks are always working to make them better, so Valve has to continue to make VAC better. So it's always a cat and mouse game, so it's never going to work perfectly. No anti-cheat is ever going to work perfectly. So go ahead, take it with a grain of salt, take it as you will, but in 10 years, over 10 years now, so about 10 years and 2 months today, I have not had a single VAC ban on my primary account, which I use to play Evolve. So why would I download a free-to-play game that I've never played before, and even started interacting with the community, posting in the forums, making guide videos, streaming the game? Why would I hack? Where's the logic in that? Why would I start hacking? After playing VAT games and being on Steam for more than 10 years, why would I download a free-to-play game now and use a hack in it? That doesn't make any sense to me. At all. That's like being the best at football. Alright, you've been playing football for a while. You're really good at the game, and then all of a sudden you just decide to start taking, like, steroids. It's like, why? You're already amazing at football, or you already played football for such a long time. You're successful in it. Why would you start taking steroids? It just doesn't make sense. What, to make you better? Like, I don't give a shit about being #1 on the, Steam charts for Evolve Stage 2. I don't care. I'm not playing this competitively. I'm not making money off of tournaments or anything. Like, I have no reason to try to be #1. I just play it for fun. Just make videos on it and, stream it. So why after 10 years and 2 months would I just play a free-to-play game and then use a cheat or a hack? So that lets me know that it's not a product tampering ban. It had to have been a user-generated ban that got me banned. So how is my process of using multiple accounts and trying to get multiple accounts banned after months and months and months of tracking and logging, how is that going to fix anything for me? And what if that account never gets banned? Then that's proof enough that I don't have anything malicious on my computer that's not causing the anti-cheat to go off, because I haven't done anything. I ran Malwarebytes and a virus sweep just to clean up the computer just in case. So if I never get banned on this second account, then that is without a doubt proof that this was a user report ban in which they, watched a video of some dude that was pissed off and raging because he got beat? Where's your proof? I mean, I'll be more than happy if you want to, here's the evidence that's saying that you're hacking. Okay. I mean, you can watch my guide video with Abe. I literally found the monster in 30 seconds after landing from the dropship. I think it was 25 or 30 seconds. I found him, hit him with a tracking dart, and then we ran towards him and chased him, and 20 seconds later we had him domed. Maybe I was just better than the player. So, ban me? And that brings me to my next issue. I don't think I'm going to start doing any more Evolve Stage 2 videos. If you sub to my channel because you enjoyed the guide videos, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to be making any more Evolve Stage 2 videos. I'm not going to be streaming the game, none of that. Because in making a new account, I've played the game 3 times. I've probably played less than 15 matches total. And I was being placed as a brand new player. 0 games to my name. Brand new player. I think my first game that I was placed into, I was a monster and I was going against a team of hunters, and 2 or 3 of them had over 300 hours in the game. So as a level 1 player that's never played the game before, 0 hours on my account, it was placing me against people who had been playing the game for over 300 hours. Now, I understand I'm trying to see if this account gets banned, so why should it matter? Well, if I'm going to be playing a game that much, I want to at least have fun while I'm doing it. Playing a game should not feel like a job for me, because I'm not getting paid by Turtle Rock to do this. That's what they have a team there for. I shouldn't be having to do this for them. So, what's the incentive for me? If I'm getting teamed up against people that have been playing this game for hundreds of hours and I'm a level 1 with 0 experience in the game, why the hell is it matching me against people like this? Because you get crushed. You have no perks. You have whatever monsters are on free rotation. It's not even fun. Why the fuck would I want to play that? And there is a wonderful website out there called Steam Stats, or Steam Charts. No, I'm not sponsored by them. They're not paying me to say this. I'm just using this website to show my frustration and what's happening to this game. So I'm going to put it up on the screen now. So as you can see, and I'll update this, this is a website that shows all games on Steam, their player base, how many people have been recently playing the game, their all-time peak. You can basically see from essentially whenever the game was added to Steam. Pretty much. So here is pretty much where Steam, or Evolve Stage 2 went free to play. You notice it had 181 people playing. and then it spiked to 51,000 after like a day or so of it being announced free to play. Then, within 1 month, they have gone from almost 52 or 51,100 players down to a current player base of approximately 5,000 people. They lost almost 45,000 users in a month. I haven't seen a player drop off like this since No Man's Sky. If you look up No Man's Sky on Steam charts, it's insane. They literally have like a mountain, and then it kind of plateaus for like a second, and then it just drops off into the abyss. As of right now, the game, or as of an hour ago, the game currently had 2,779 players actively playing the game on Steam, which is the only platform this game is on. And I don't know if it's like released in other countries, but I'm just going to say it has 2,779 people worldwide playing the game right now. The player base is abysmal. It's dropping off. And if you see, I think this is when they started doing like the Sheer Madness update, so it kind of picked up a little bit again, and it went up to almost 14,000, and then it just plummets again. Because there's just no incentive to play the game anymore. The update rollouts are slow. They still haven't added any new maps. People are tired of playing the same 4 maps. Bare-bone maps. They keep releasing new hunters. People don't want new hunters, they want new maps. So they release map variants. Well, it's the same map, it's just got like an extra bell and whistle, like meteors falling from it, or a co-op one where you just kill spiders. You don't actually play against other people. You just have like your team of hunters that are all players, and then it's like an AI monster. People don't want map variants. They want new maps. Because you have like 3 or 4 maps in rotation, everybody knows the map by now. Some of the biggest streamers that I've seen stream this game, like Skilled Apple, he's a big streamer earlier on in like the morning and afternoon. Blood Rain, he was a monster, like a monster main that played. He would usually have close to 100 viewers, which for Evolve, that's a lot of viewers on Twitch. They've completely stopped playing the game pretty much. And they used to stream it every single day. They've completely stopped. Because the game is stale. And this declining player base is showing that it's stale. There's no incentive to play the game. And then they do these double XP, double key events. Everybody unlocks everything. Now there's nothing to do and nobody plays it. Because you're playing the same maps against the same monsters, usually against the same people. After a while you're just like, man, this is stupid. I'm done. So what incentive is there for me to keep playing your game? So they changed the max level to like 75 for your profile rank, or your profile rank. But what does that do? All you do is unlock extra keys, which if you're already max profile rank, you pretty much have everything unlocked already anyway. So players are just sitting there waiting for something new to happen, and in the meantime they're not playing the game until there's another update, and that's pretty much what this proves. Every time there's a big update, they get some players back, and then very quickly after the update, it drops. I mean, look at this. When it went announced free-to-play, 14,380% player base gain. Within a month, they lost over 60% of that. This says 59, but technically it's still dropping, as you can see here. So they've lost more than 60% of their player base in a month. So what incentive do I have to continue trying to find out why my account was banned if it was a user-generated report for my banning? Why? I don't want to go and play a game against people that are max rank, because those are the only people that continue to play this game for the most part. You're not really attracting a new audience. All those people are gone. They're just like, this game's fun for a little bit and then whatever. So I have zero incentive to play this game anymore. And to anybody that subscribed to my channel for this, I'm really sorry, I apologize, but I will not be making any more Evolve Stage 2 videos. No more Hunter Guides, nothing of that nature, unless there is a drastic change in the game, such as new maps, new game modes, you know, updates for things that desperately need to be fixed. I don't see the incentive in playing this game anymore. And it's a shame because I was having a lot of fun, but apparently a pissed off player that feels as though they played against somebody that hacked because they got beat, apparently that player has more power than somebody who is just simply maybe better than that person. And that's a problem. So, you know, I'm sorry. I apologize. I know this video has gone on for quite a while, and if you've listened all the way through to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know it's a lot of talking, a lot of ranting, but I just wanted to provide my side of the story, present my evidence, and you guys can dissect it and do what you will with it. You can share this video. Maybe other players that were out there that legitimately did not do anything and were banned can see it. Maybe they'll have, you know, some kind of ease wondering why the hell did I get banned. Chances are you got banned because you beat somebody that was not as good of a player as you and they reported you. There's a chance. To those of you that got banned that were actually cheaters, fuck you. Because now I'm in this shithole because of you. But those are my final thoughts. And again, I really appreciate all the support that I got on the other video. I was surprised that the amount of comments that said, well, you got banned, so you must have been hacking, so you're a loser, ha ha ha. I was surprised that there were almost no comments like that. And instead it was a lot of people like, yeah, same shit's happening to me, we need to figure out what's going on. And there was just a lot of support in that video, and that makes me sad because Evolved community as a whole is generally a very friendly community. One of the more friendly gaming communities that I've been a part of, and TRS decided to take that away because somebody was mad that they got beat. And there's nothing I can do about that. So, but this video's gone off long enough. It's almost 40 minutes long, and I'm sorry for creating such a long rant, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that has supported the channel, has recently been supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. And if I let you down that I'm not going to be making more Evolve videos, as I know some of you have been asking me to make more guides, I'm sorry. I really am. You know, if there's enough people wanting me to make another video, then I will hop onto the other account that I made, grind it out, get enough keys to get the things that I need to make the video. And I'll make a guide video from there. But at this point, the game's just not fun. I tried playing it earlier today, and it's not fun anymore at all. And I just don't want to do that anymore. It feels more like a chore to play Evolve than a joy like it was a month ago. So that's all I have to say on that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope maybe this video gave some of you some information you didn't know before, and it'll help you. But that's all I have to say on that one. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you on the next video.